Warning, this podcast contains heavy spoilers for not just one movie, but entire franchises. We highly recommend going and watching these movies before listening to us as a companion piece that stitches all the timelines into one creepy, crime-ridden story. There will be no more spoiler warnings. We do not break character. After this, there is no turning back. You've been warned. Hit the music.
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive!
It's alive! It's
Haley.
Yeah.
Do you know when we were planning to do this and we were doing all the research?
Yeah.
And we were looking at all the lists on how to be a podcaster and what to do and what not to do. What was number one on that list?
Not to become infrequent.
Hello and welcome to It's Alive podcast. This is a true crime, paranormal, interstellar podcast covering unbelievable stories that sound like they were ripped straight from the pages of a Hollywood script. I'm your host, a man of many names, the outlaw Harley Ray, the bruiser Bronson, Dr. HR, Smokenstein, THC, or you can call me Josh for short. And with me as always is my very own Scream Queen, the perfect combination of beauty and brains, the bride of Smokenstein, the India horror, the expert, the guts and gore, the gorgeous, the sexy Aimee Rose.
Hi.
Oh shit. I suppose you might see to people who are coming in from the future, right?
Mm-hmm.
Future fans.
Mm-hmm.
This is all going to look regular and normal. So I shouldn't really say
Absolutely.
anything because when I put these up on Acast, I date them back to when they should have been up. So
That's
on
sneaky.
Spotify, it still comes up as if they were published on the right day,
Okay.
in the right order. But the people who are listening to this, realistically, because I still have the Scream omnibus that I have to fucking edit, which I probably won't get to do until Wednesday when I'm off.
Yeah.
And then this will probably go up on Wednesday at the same time as that.
Yeah.
And then on the Thursday, they're going to get our Jekyll and Hyde episode the day after. But the people coming in from the outside, it looked like there was a week between each of them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So we'll just be tricking them. It's just our loyal fans that we're disappointing every week by not showing up. We still get the minisodes out there, but see, I might as well explain. I was off work for a long time with a little injury. Mm-hmm. And that gave us plenty of time to knock out these episodes, no problem. Mm-hmm. And now I'm back to work, and I work 12-hour shifts, 3 to 4 days a week. So other people, that sounds easy enough, but that's 6 a.m. in the morning until 6 in the evening, or else 6 in the evening.
And then you've got an hour travel around that, so you're actually away for 14 hours.
Over an hour back.
And then you're trying to recover for the next day of work, and then you're trying to get yourself ready for the next day of work.
So since going back, our schedule has been all over the place. Because then you're working, your regular hours are 8 till fucking 5, So you're tired when I come home, when I'm buzzing around the place. I'm tired when you're buzzing around the place. It's just...
It's regulating that, but then it's also just getting used to that new schedule. After a few weeks, everything just...
But see, I think that we're nearly caught up. Like that, and we started looking back at episodes and stuff we wanted to fix. We've redone the Ghostface series. I might as well say as well right now, usually we go right into the Horrorverse for our episodes where we are in a world where all these people are real and scary killers. But this week we're kind of probably staying in reality. We're probably staying here.
Yeah.
Where we're looking at some funny shit. But to explain what's going on, we're working on a schedule. The plan is we should be back on schedule by next week.
I'd say
like I said, Thursday
yeah.
you'll get an episode, and I think next Wednesday the episode should start dropping again.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Well, the minisodes come out on the right days as it is.
Yeah.
And the Patreon stuff is there and ready. And we kind of have our Christmas planned. So we know how we're going to get all this stuff up and ready. And then we want to have ourselves a proper little schedule. We're even going to get one of those whiteboards and make a proper schedule for research, writing, production, everything. Mm-hmm. To make sure this stuff gets out high quality and on time. Because like I said, we're trying to fix some stuff. I mean, I know we both know that Halloween part 3 and 4, Michael Myers 3 and 4.
Needs to be redone.
We have to redo them, and we're trying to find time to redo them. And that was all my fault because my mic was turned up to the max for some fucking reason. And then for some other odd reason,
because you never do it normally.
And I was sitting at some odd fucking angle. So the whole time, instead of sitting the way I usually sit, I was sitting and I'm looking at you, so I'm constantly facing away from the microphone.
But do you know what it was? You were sitting like a pub pose. So like you were like your hand was like that on, and then you were kind of like turning to me. And I swear to God, I've seen every man in a pub with his hands like that on his knees, his legs spread, but then turning like that to talk. So you're turned away with your body as well.
So all it sounds like I'm talking from the distance the whole time, and then it sounds like I'm peeking the whole fucking time, and it was just.
Where normally you record like this, where you're sitting. Yeah.
So we're going to redo them hopefully before the end of Christmas. And on the upside, I can now confirm we do have a ghost hunter coming in to talk to us at some stage as well before Christmas. But we'll probably hold that for the new year. The very first week of the new year, you'll probably hear that, because that's when we will be talking about possession.
What a way to ring in the new year.
And serial killers again. So I thought that might be a good time to have our ghost hunter friend on and have a chat and see what he thinks about our house and about some cases. I want to ask him about, like stuff like, what does he think of Amityville? What does he think of Enfield?
Have you gotten the chance, because I don't know him, I've never met him before, have you gotten the chance to ask him?
No, I only briefly, he's on a different shift. I briefly worked with him when he was training.
Okay.
And I didn't know he was a ghost hunter then. He's on my brother's shift, so Dave has been telling me. And then, so that's how I found out about it, but we follow him now on Instagram and all that. So we can check that out. So over Christmas, our plan really is to make everything on this feed perfect. Everything is perfect up, but now all we have to fix are those 2 Halloween episodes. And we will be on schedule. Everything will be fine. And then we want to go promotion crazy next year, because we want to try and push this to the moon. Because we understand, you got to put in the work to get to get the results. And we've had a pretty good year so far.
We have.
We started working on this at the start of fucking this year.
We have a solid year's work put into it. We do. And I know 9 months of that was trying to get up, but I mean, I think we were doing well to do what we did in 9 months.
Yeah, and the last 3 months have been fun. This is becoming an obsession now.
All of it's been fun, except for where the two of us are just reduced to tears under the table.
I don't have a script ready yet. And that's what's happened this week. We don't have a script ready yet. So this week we are just going to have a bit of fun and look on the internet at some funny Christmas crimes. And then next week we will jump right back into the Horrorverse and back into our creepy tales of true crime horror with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And like I said, then we go back to our roots. I'm not going to talk too much more about that. We go back to our roots and we got some Christmas fun to get into. So it's going to be good. We have it all planned out. I will say that over on our Patreon, shit's going to get heavy for Christmas.
Why? I mean, we have Bundy coming up.
We got Ted Bundy coming up this week.
Yeah.
To the people listening to it now this week, to the people from the future, coming up next week. We got Ted Bundy. We got Columbine coming up.
Okay. Are you doing Ronald Gene Simmons, or are we just going to leave him?
Oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. People listen to this week's Real Monsters. This guy, Ronald fucking Gene Simmons. Not the Kiss
something else. Man. Yeah. I could.
Holy shit. He was a heavy subject, but I don't know. Maybe.
It's an idea, but we could put it up at Christmas because it's Christmas, but I would say that if you're easily influenced by what you listen to, wait till after Christmas to listen to it.
Let me just check the schedule. Oh, no, I had a good one planned for we're going to do John what I can't pronounce his second name. The dudes from Dog Day Afternoon is what we had planned for Christmas week.
I loved Dog Day Afternoon. And
then on Christmas week itself, we're taking a little holiday. Mm-hmm. We're going to take that off. We'll have a mini-sode. There'll be a mini-sode on the Wednesday to just say Happy Christmas to everybody. But the other mini-sodes and the Patreon stuff will take a week off that week.
Yeah.
So we can chill the fuck out, drink and eat and have fun.
Okay.
But we got another few weeks until that. We got to get through some more stuff. And I wanted to look at starting, since over on Real Monsters, we brought everybody down with the 12 Murders of Christmas.
Not meaning to bring it that down, but shit got serious fast.
Oh, some of them are fucking heavy. Yeah. So instead, we're going to, on this show, we're going to look at some funny Christmas crimes. And I wanted to start off with asking you, did you know how many laws Santa Claus breaks every fucking Christmas.
Oh, there's breaking and entering. There is possibly driving without a license.
We were going to
driving inebriated.
There's a that's on there.
Yeah, there's a load of them. I can keep going.
This is from Crime and Investigation. Again, we used them as well on our Real Monsters this week, didn't we? It was Real Monsters. Yeah. So they had a good list over there. So we're going to look at them again for this one anyway, not for the rest. We have more strange crimes. They come from other websites, but this one is
vandalism.
How many laws does Santa break at Christmas? Father Christmas, Santa Claus, Kris Kringle, Saint Nick, Papa Noel. Oh, that sounds kinky. Papa Noel.
That is kinky if you say Pappy Noel.
Oh, Pappy. Call him what you will. He's the face of Christmas. Sorry, Jesus, but it's true. Fuck you, Jesus. It's not even his real birthday.
No, it's not.
No, they put it there to steal my holiday, our holiday.
When was he born?
No fucking.
Are they not able to work it out by that star?
I have no notion at all. Okay. I assume if they look at the census, would they have census records?
Census, yeah. Sure, weren't they traveling for the census?
That was the story.
Yeah.
Again, it was 2,000 years ago, and could be completely false. But I don't believe that. I truly believe.
I believe he was a person.
I will stand by that.
He was a person.
But I've even said that to you before. I was like, it's not that I have something against Christianity as the idea. I'm sure that when it started, it was a good idea. You know, it was just another fucking shoot off of what was there already, the pagan religions. It was a similar concept, be good to people, except it was a bit more pacifist, I suppose.
I think for me, I was always fine with it until you go into secondary school and learn about these Dead Sea Scrolls and these Gospels that were written by other women that were part of the church, and it's like, well, that shit's on that.
It's so man-made, it's not even funny. And that's the craziest thing. It's the biggest cult in the world, with the biggest membership in the world. And you can call it what you want. You can call it fucking Protestant, Catholic, fucking Muslim, Judaism, whatever you want to call it. All the same thing. All come from the same book. All follow pretty much the same rules. They're just pitted against each other in this weird fucking cult. It's like the fucking NWO and fucking WCW. When you had the fucking the Latino World Order, the New World Order Black, the New World Order Red, the New World. This is what's happening. That's what Christianity is. It's just a bunch of different offshoots fucking fighting each other for money and fucking power and. At the end of the day, it's all going back to the same people, and it's crazy. It's just a giant cult, and
why can't we all just get along?
But I keep saying that's why I love paganism so fucking much. No one's standing in front of me going, "Give me this, give me that." It's just be decent, be good,
be a good person, live a good
life.
Don't
be an asshole. You saying it and just don't do it again. Not don't do it again. Learn from your mistakes. It's really simple,
Yeah.
Take care of the environment, shit like that. Really handy. Anyway, let's go back to
stuff that you probably shouldn't be thinking about doing anyway. You should just probably come back to.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a very hard religion to follow. So anyway, back to what
I've got one for you.
Breaking.
Oh yeah, no. After this, sorry, I forgot we're talking about Santa's criminal record.
Yeah. Well, what laws are the fat man breaking? So offense number 1: trespassing.
Knew it.
Potential punishment up to a year in prison and potentially an unlimited fine.
Hang on now. Before we go any further, do they add up his prospective jail time?
I don't know.
Because I'm going to go through.
You want to add it up while we're going, is it?
Yeah. So, looking at a year in jail for trespassing.
Yeah, well, up to a year.
Okay. So
probably only you're looking at maximum sentence. Yeah. Okay, right. Yeah. So offense number 2: drink driving.
Oh, is that jail time in America?
Up to 6 months custodial sentence, a potential unlimited fine, a minimum year's driving ban.
Okay.
So this is, maybe 6 months if he's to get there. I mean, considering that he's a repeat offender, he's probably going to get the full whack, right? This guy's been doing this every year for...
well, if he's getting... Eventually, the stay is going to get taken off him.
Offense number 3: various breaches of the Animal Welfare Act.
Oh, yeah!
Potential punishment 6 months to 5 years jail time, unlimited fine.
We just got to 6 years really fast.
So to keep in accordance with the UK's Animal Welfare Act of 2006, Santa will need to make sure that his reindeer have a suitable diet and environment, exhibit normal behaviour patterns, and fully protect from pain, suffering, and injury. It's not normal behaviour patterns to fly.
I am on Santa's side here because they're magical reindeer, so you show me what normal behaviour patterns are for reindeer, and also they seem to be well fed.
So the carrots are fine, but is the right environment for the reindeers flying 1,000 feet up in the air? Pulling a magical sleigh for millions of miles in the night certainly isn't normal behaviour. It's a lot of work for Rudolph and Co. Can they manage all of it without injury? Well, Santa better hope so. Well, they're not taking in the magic side of this, are they? So,
They're not.
well, anyway, 5 years.
Okay.
Oh, I never thought of this one.
What?
Offence. Smuggling. Potential
What
up to
the fuck is
7
he
years in
smuggling?
prison. Now, unless he has some sort of agreement with the world's governments making him exempt from custom checks and excise laws, and carrying of unchecked and unregistered items across multiple countries could cause a serious legal headache for Mr. Claus. Should his centuries of international gift-giving catch up with him, then duty must be paid on all commercial goods entering the UK unless, as we said, Father Christmas has been made exempt from the HMRC.
Do you know what? I wouldn't put it past the Australians having him on nothing to declare some night, tearing apart the sleigh, fucking wiping it with the litmus paper.
Oh, I'd check up fucking Rudolph's ass and find a fucking pound of coke.
Yeah. Oh, how much are we giving Santi?
Santa moving that snow from state to state. Up to 7 years in prison.
Cool.
Offence. Data Protection Act breaches. Maximum fine of 17.5 million is payable in the most extreme cases.
There's a whole other.
He knows if you've been good or bad, so be good. Oh, they did that terribly.
But who does he tell?
Santa gathers up all his information on the world's kids. In Britain, he better make sure he adheres to the 2018 Data Protection Act. If it turns out that strict rules called to data are followed. So basically, they want to make sure that the naughty and nice lists are in a protected server so that they can't be taken by organised crime fraudsters and hackers.
I'm pretty sure if you watched the Santa Claus 2 or the most recent Santa Claus, they have the naughty and nice list on a computer. So
yeah, so it's kind of like your job. They gotta keep it all. She works for this fucking government.
I don't work for the government.
The sex phone line is all a fucking front.
I'm Miss Moneypenny at the end of the phone line.
Offence: employees' right violations. 5 years jail and an unlimited fine. With anywhere up to 1 billion presents to come up with, it's no surprise Santa must make sure his elf workforce is firing on all cylinders as winter approaches. Granted, his workshop is in Lapland. The workers' rights may differ up there, but were he to decide to one day to relocate his toy-making facilities to the UK, these are all UK laws, by the way.
I feel like we're pinning a lot of this on him without any evidence.
So, UK legal limit of working is set at a maximum of 48 hours per week, with humans and elves given the right to both daily and weekly rest breaks. These include a daily rest period of a minimum of 20 minutes in the working day or over 6 hours, if the working day is over 6 hours. Failure to comply and Santa and his HR team could be in serious trouble. It'd be pretty harsh judge to send a big man down for any of these crimes. They're remembering, though, just in case you catch Saint Nick stuff. So if we catch him here, we could sue him and we could take over.
Yeah, and so you'd potentially get 18.6 years. Oh no, 18 and a half years, not 18.6. And have a fine of 17.5 million.
That's crazy.
Now, that is that in each house he goes around to? Because potentially it could go into the billions.
So this is it's an offence every time he hits every house.
Well, I would think the
smuggling is obviously for every country he goes to.
Yeah.
America, it's state to state there.
Well, but then you're talking about elf welfare. Is that every single elf that he employs and every single reindeer that he uses?
Santa could be in some serious fucking hot water here.
Generations and generations and generations of kids without toys because the UK lost the run of themselves.
Fucking Brits. They can't just,
fucking hell.
Can't just have anything fun.
Can't help themselves. All so they can put the sleigh in a museum.
So what other ones we have? I have a Vice article here. I look back at the most bizarre Christmas crimes of all time.
I have one that I'm excited to tell you about since this morning. Well, since the start.
Go for it.
Because it's a Star Wars one.
I'll go for it. Go on. I think this might pop up somewhere on one of these articles. I did see something about lightsabers.
I had to go digging a tiny bit because there's only a tiny part that I found out. But in Oregon in 2011, a man went on a rampage in a Toys R Us with a lightsaber. Yeah, so he injured 3 people. And they had to call the guards and they tasered him and he even broke the taser strings with the lightsaber.
Hold on now, one fucking second. Are we
They
talking
were
about one of these plastic fucking lightsabers? Right? Okay, right.
Yeah.
Because
Oh no,
have you ever seen-
not an actual lightsaber.
Well, I mean, I
know I've seen
that
them.
sounds
I've seen
ridiculous,
them,
but,
but,
there's
like,
a YouTube video of your
People
man
would
with
be a
the
lot
total
more than
saber.
injured.
But,
Yeah.
like, fucking hell, they look. Oh shit!
I wouldn't.
I'd be afraid to
I
hold
wouldn't,
it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Terrified. I dropped
It's
that. Your hands
exact.
coming
No,
off.
if
like.
you dropped it, it'd be exactly like in Rick and Morty. That would keep just going down and
Go
down and
down
down
and
and down. Yeah, it's fucking dangerous.
Fucking, they look cool as fuck.
They do.
But apparently that was the original. What they made was the original. If you when they make the new Star Wars movie that goes back to the Dawn of the Jedi, that's the kind of one they'll have. They have these little power packs on the side.
Oh yeah,
And,
I've seen them.
The lightsabers wired to the power pack.
So it's like a metal detector. You have your thing.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, kind of.
Okay.
But yeah, so this guy went on a rampage with a plastic fucking lightsaber.
With a plastic lightsaber. He hurt 3 people, and then they tased him, and he started swinging the lightsaber again, and he broke the taste strings with the
So
lightsaber.
one of those tasers where they shoot the
Yeah, it goes into you, yeah.
wire still sticks to the gun.
That's it, yeah.
And he was just swatting them off with it, like.
Yeah. So that was my.
See, Star Wars for me is a Christmas movie, you know, because they started releasing the new ones, and I keep watching the originals then,
Where
and
are we
I
going to
cannot
get time to
fucking
watch
wait.
it this year?
Oh, we'll find time. I'm telling you, no, Christmas Eve. That's my Christmas Eve movie. I'm sitting down, I'm having a glass of whiskey, and I'm throwing on A New Hope before we go to the pub.
My Christmas Eve movie when I'm in the sitting room, and you can watch yours here. I'll go in and watch my Christmas movie.
Why, what's your Christmas movie?
I don't know. I don't really have a Christmas movie.
I like watching National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That one makes me laugh every year.
To be honest, I haven't enjoyed watching Star Wars with you
Yeah.
the last few years.
Oh, I think we're just going to go through a few and find some Christmas movies every year. Christmas at the Cranks is always good.
Oh, no, Mike, I do have a Christmas movie.
No,
Sorry.
I know. Of all fairness, we have admitted that we have a few horror Christmas movies. to
Oh,
watch
we
this year.
do. We do. Actually, mine would be classed as a horror movie as well, technically. Muppets Christmas Carol.
Oh, yeah.
That would be my horror, my
The
Christmas
only
movie.
thing is, because of what we're covering in the first week of the new year, we got a lot of, let's just say, possession-style movies to watch over Christmas.
That's not a possession movie.
What?
Oh, sorry, I thought you were still talking about Muppets Christmas Carol.
No. This is definitely not Muppets Christmas
Possessed
Carol what we're
piggy.
dealing with in fucking January. Anyway, let's look at this. So on the Vice article, we got the Bat Salt home invasion. You were talking about this earlier on.
Yeah.
About the guy who broke into the house to decorate it.
Really nice guy.
So, yeah, and then he sat down and turned on the television, turned it a full blast, and just chilled out while playing with some toys under the tree. Sound woke up the 11-year-old resident of the house, and he went to tell his mom and dad about the stranger downstairs. Apparently, he was actually a pretty nice guy, alright guy, but yeah, I would love to know what their bath salts are like.
I don't understand what bath salts are.
So, do you remember when the head shops were open here?
Mm-hmm.
Basically, to sell the stuff, they'd have to market them as something else, right? So, the hash was marketed as fish food. The bath salts were cocaine, were synthetic cocaine. The weed was usually plant food of some sort. And it's to keep them legal. Basically, the way it worked at the time, there was a constant loophole there. So every time the government made a certain ingredient illegal, there were guys in fucking labs ready to change that ingredient.
So they have a list so they could, yeah.
From what I can fucking tell, things are a lot more extreme in America than they are over here. Now, I told you myself, I was in my early 20s when those shops were open.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of my friends taking the powder. My name's Smokenstein. I'm not a powder guy. You know?
Yeah.
But I saw a lot of my friends go down the road of taking those fucking bath salts. And I saw one or two of them get properly fucked up on it. Like, really, really, like, fucking out of their mind for days, like, when they went down on a binge on it. So they are dangerous stuff. But the way they talk about it, even the smoke, because they call it spice, the stuff smoke. That used to be the brand.
Is that what the spice? Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, and that was the brand. And over here, that stuff, it was okay. I mean, there was one stuff called Bonsai that you didn't want to fuck
I've heard
with.
of that,
It kind of rattled your head a bit. But it wasn't like smoking regular cannabis.
Okay.
Do you know, regular if you were going to legalize anything, they were better off to have regular cannabis than what they had out there.
Yeah.
But
Anything that's natural, synthetic, like.
But from what I can tell, the American version of spice was much, much more potent than what we were doing here.
Is that because we can get away with more?
Well, what we found here was the stuff that you got in the head shops here. You'd smoke for a week and then you'd be kind of immune to it.
Okay.
And over there, it sounds like you smoke spice and you might as well be a method. Do you know, there's like people losing their absolute mind. It sounds like what I experienced with fellas taking the bath salts.
Okay.
It sounds like they get that just from the smoke they smoke over in America. Yeah. So obviously they're better off now because they've started legalizing cannabis all over.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. So they don't have to touch off
that spice probably wouldn't be as big of an issue.
They're probably undercutting though the weed.
2011, like, you know.
Surely.
Huh?
They're probably undercutting the weed. To the spice, Joe. No.
Yeah, but I'm telling you now, if a smoker had a choice, they're going to take the legal real stuff over the synthetic fake stuff. Okay. You know, the reason they were successful in Ireland was because it was ease. You weren't going to get arrested for it.
Oh, okay.
Do you know?
Yeah.
At worst, a guy would take it off you, test it, and have to give it back to you.
Because if you're not like that.
Do you know, it would be legal. It wasn't illegal to do, like, you know. But and I think it was just that safety and not having to deal like what we say will be the actual result of cannabis fucking being legalized here.
Yeah,
you don't have to deal with gangsters. You don't have to be afraid of getting in trouble. You know, for something that is essentially weaker than the fucking 3 or 4 pints of fucking Guinness our own parents or our own parents' generation would be used to going down and having. I remember when I first started working painting. The guys I work with used to go and have 6 pints of Guinness a fucking night after every day's fucking work. Do you know? So
yeah.
But that's why those head shops got closed down, because I think Ireland went with a bit more wide, with a wider net when they decided to outlaw the stuff.
Oh yeah, they went hell for out of there. Like
because I was the first to admit it. I said it myself. I remember saying it. It was like, if the Irish government were just testing us to see if we could handle legalised drugs, we failed the test miserably. Because there was so many young people in hospital because of the bath salts.
I must have been living with my head under a rock because I didn't know what these things were until they were closed. I'd been in them. I used to buy clothes from them, but I probably were just looking at this stuff thinking, oh,
there was no clothes in this generation of it. This was for about maybe 2 years. And for 2 years, this was legalized
There would have been
drugs.
The ones that I went to in Cork, there would have been closed on the market.
Oh, in Tralee? Nuh-uh. These were straight up. You went in, they had bongs, they had grinders, they had skins, stuff like that. Yeah. And then you had packages. I remember going with me and 2 lads passing. Do you know where the charity bookshop is in the mall, the town centre? Yeah. In there used to be one of them. I can't remember what it was called now. It had some fucking funky name to it. But we were walking past, but you know how that's wide open?
Yeah.
Their main till was right in front there. The guy was standing there cutting what looked like a block of hash the size of my laptop. Out in front of everyone. We just stopped. We were like, what the fuck are we looking at? And he just started laughing. He was just cutting it away in front of us. And we were like, Jesus Christ. It looked like that. That in particular looked and smelled like the real deal.
There was no plant planted at all. Like, it was just
the hash,
completely synthetic. Like,
it was weird. It was like mala. You could, like, instead of burning it like that into the thing, like, this is a main episode. I gotta be careful.
Yeah, Josh gonna have to do something.
You rolled it out like a mala, like Play-Doh. And it would roll out in your hand, and then you'd line it onto the paper.
Okay.
But I don't give a shit. It's only fucking smoke. It was legal at the time, so we weren't doing anything wrong. And again, I stayed away from all the serious stuff they had in there. And I
was just curious, like, if it smelled and was there anything at all of the real thing in it? Nothing.
It was, out of everything they had in there, that was the closest thing to the real deal. That smelled and tasted exactly like normal hash smelled and tasted.
Bad.
But the weeds, then they didn't. They all had a different particular taste and smell to them.
Because you get, like, sweet tasting ones, like you can with vapes and.
Can't remember. It's a good while ago.
And do you know the way when you go to Amsterdam and you're given, like, the menu and, like, there's all these, like, different strains for, like, different things? But is it the same with the head shops then?
I can't remember. Again, we were very kind of blank kind of thing. Like, you go down and you just fucking pay I don't know. You could get them to make up €10 bag for you or whatever. Or whatever the newest thing was.
Yeah.
Because the old thing would probably, you were immune to it at that stage.
Okay.
But they weren't. At the time, we were young and we thought, yeah, this is as good as fucking smoking grass. But when you look back at it, it's like, nah, it wasn't. That stuff needed to be outlawed. It wasn't good. It wasn't going to be good for people's health long term.
Yeah.
If they were going to have something legal, they might as well have had the real thing in there and be regulating it.
Yeah.
Instead of letting people, and that's why. And again, if it was a test to see if we could handle it, it was failed. But at the same time, it was mishandled because there was all these fucked up. Like I said, they were just replacing chemicals, so we never knew what. You don't know what that new chemical is in there, like, you know, and nobody knows what harm that's going to do to you in the long fucking run, you know. Yeah. But when you're in your early 20s, you're not really thinking about that.
You don't really give a shit.
So and that was the main problem.
And I would invincible in your early 20s, sure. It's not going to happen to you. A lot of people
used to pass out. Now, I have seizures from the powder and stuff. I mean, that's why I was terrified of it. Like, it was just, I was like, no, I'm good.
My feeling about it at the time, like, if I had known about it, would have been, I'd be definitely the person that would happen to.
Oh, it looked terrifying. I lived with one of the guys who was taking that.
Did he have a seizure?
No, I never saw him have a seizure, but he was terrifying to watch. The way he acted, talking, like, he was in a fantasy world. Like, he was somewhere. It was like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. It was like living with Johnny Depp from Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. That's the only way to describe it. And then he latched on to another guy who I worked with who was just as bad. And the two of them were hanging out together and they were playing off each other. And it was just constant. Like, and I was literally going from work to where this guy was on it at work. And then I was home to where this guy was at. And then there was parties constantly downstairs. And I used to get into the parties and have a few drinks and stuff like that. But I was always good at just going to bed.
Yeah.
When I was done.
Yeah.
You know? And they were just still going for
You're
days
able to
and
stay
days
when you're
and
done.
days
Yeah.
and days and days. I never knew how they did it. But yeah, so they weren't running around though, putting up Christmas decorations like these people. We were like this guy. But yeah, so yeah.
Yeah.
But in all fairness, over in America, it still seems to be pretty bad, those bath salts and spices, where you can't get them at all here anymore.
The spices is still a big thing, isn't it? I've only heard that lately. Like,
I still hear of it every now and again on other podcasts. But from what I can tell, you can get it over. But I have not, since they outlawed it here for about 2 or 3 months after they outlawed it here, it was still available.
Oh yeah.
If you knew the right people.
Somebody had backstock. Yeah.
That's it. The people who own the shops basically emptied their fucking shops before the law was passed. And because the cops came in as soon as that law passed and emptied those fucking remains.
So, raided
what was
everywhere.
left was taken. It was raided and taken instantly. Like,
Jesus.
I mean, they used to do that regularly. Like, once something was made illegal, once one of the ingredients were illegal, they'd come in, they'd shut down the shop, and they'd empty.
What did they mean about it? Do you think? Huh? Do you think they were mean about it?
I know one of the shops were literally across the road from the Garda station. They were all really close to the Garda station.
Gem.
Huh?
Was the Gem a head shop? No.
Do you know? I think there's exercise fucking. You know, one of those fucking protein shops.
I thought you were trying to say gym.
That's one of them.
Okay.
The other one is down across the way from the sex shop in the alleyway by Super Value.
Oh yeah.
And that one was the secondary one to the one in the shopping centre.
So they were both on the same people?
Yeah, but they closed one in the shopping centre and started focusing on the one in the alleyway.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
You must be making a good bit to have the two rents going
like I said, it was kind of just this craze, you know, for a weird 2 fucking years. But yeah. Well, yeah. Instead of leaving people having good, clean, regulated fucking crops that they could grow and tax.
They forced you to fill their bodies full of chemicals.
Put chemicals into my generation, and we'll see how that plays out in another few years when all of us are fucked. So back to this list here from Vice. We went way off topic there. The Santacom bank robbery. Journalists are getting beheaded in Syria. It's near impossible to get an abortion in Texas, and almost half the world lives on less than $2 a day. Even so, a bunch of assholes dressed up like Superman, Santa every year, run drunkenly through the streets and dry hump each other. The fuck is this? Last year, some fucking genius dressed up like, this guy seems like a bit of a dick, whoever wrote this article.
Absolutely.
I don't think I like this article. I think we're just going to move away from this one.
Yeah. Well, either way, the SantaCon, he robbed a bank.
I've heard of
Santa.
SantaCon. I know what SantaCon is because I listened to the old episodes from last podcast network, the Roundtable of Gentlemen. And it's a weird thing because I love Last Podcast on the Left, right? And I knew this show, the Roundtable of Gentlemen, existed. And for ages, I convinced myself I wouldn't like it because it wasn't going to be the same as Last Podcast. And it was only when I started my new job last year and I needed something to listen to that I started listening to. And it is one of the funniest fucking podcasts you're ever going to listen to in your life. They're absolutely hilarious. And no, it is in no way PC. This is, you can hear them getting more PC as time goes by.
Okay.
Well, you remember Michael Che from fucking SNL is on it. They just kind of discussed him he just after starting a job on SNL.
Okay, so that's a good way to go back.
Oh yeah, it's been out since fucking, I think that show started in the early, like 2010, 2011 kind of thing. Okay. Yeah, it's over. They don't do it anymore. Yeah. But, yeah, good show. Well, I had heard of SantaCon because they gave out about SantaCon because it was a big thing in New York. And they said it was just a bunch of douchebags in Santa fucking costumes running around. Do you know what it sounds like?
They would hate the 12 pubs of Christmas.
But that's what I was going to say. It sounds like the 12 pubs of Christmas. Yeah. That's basically what it sounds like, to be honest with you, the SantaCon thing.
Never did it.
No, neither did I. We have another list here. Top 10 Christmas crimes.
Yeah.
From NeimanLawOffices.com. So this is a solicitor.
Okay.
So, 'tis the season for crime. Many criminals see the holiday season as their opportunity to cash in. But while many of the crimes committed around Christmas center around theft of presents, there are a few that are so strange that they definitely deserve a special place on Santa's naughty list. Here are 10 strange but true Christmas crimes. Number 1, stolen baby Jesus.
Oh.
What's stranger, stealing a doll depicting what many believe is the Son of God, or using GPS and high-tech cameras to protect the display? So which is strange? Okay. Regardless of your belief, stealing an important religious symbol for no other reason than to vandalize seems like a very Grinch-esque activity. But then again, having a good excuse to ask Santa for an advanced GPS system has its perks. If you see a vandal robbing a nativity scene of baby Jesus and the GPS tracking system hasn't already done it for you, report the incident. What the fuck is this now?
I think Jesus might have been fitted with a GPS tracker.
What, so they could catch him?
I think so. I think I read about this somewhere. That I think Jesus was fitted with a GPS tracker, and that's how they tracked her down. I think. Okay. Obviously, I would think that Jesus being stolen out of, that it's a common thing.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, see, yeah.
I wouldn't do that. See, I'm not for the religion, but I'm not going to be. You're only going to be seen as the villain.
Are you dead right? This is supposedly a fairly common crime during the season, and a number of churches have started to use GPS and camera systems to deter, locate thieves when they steal baby Jesus because it is so popular.
Okay.
So she was tracked with the GPS device. Bet you she didn't see that coming.
Hopefully the rest of this article is written better than that first part, but we'll find out. If not, Amy's going to find the article for us and tell us what this person actually means.
We had to do that a few times tonight, a few different articles.
Number 2, Walmart Stampede. People really go wild over Christmas gadgets and gizmos. So wild, in fact, that they behave like wild animals and stampede into large retail stores hoping to get the best deal on the coolest new items. But recently, this trend has taken a decidedly less innocent turn as workers and bystanders have been trampled by frenzied shoppers. This Christmas, remember, while we really celebrate the holidays and get your shopping done in a decidedly less deadly fashion. See, this, I think, is really only a fucking thing in America.
Yeah.
I've never seen this happen in Ireland.
No.
I mean, I see the footage of, like, Black Fridays. When the Black Friday thing started, because I'd never heard of Black Friday up until maybe 10 years ago, maybe.
Even. The closest thing that we would have seen to it when we were younger is in Jingle All the Way, in that scene where he's trying to get the thing. That's the only time I've seen it.
And to me, that was like, the hot new toy that you can't get.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
It was like when the new Nintendo comes out or the new PlayStation comes out, it's like they're impossible to get the first fucking year. But it was definitely in the last 10 years because we've been together 10 years, and I remember it became a thing while we were together. It was like,
and then came Cyber Monday.
Yeah. And it's fucking mental. When you see the videos of them absolutely losing their minds in the shops. I mean...
No fucking shame. Genuinely, I don't say that. I don't think just a shame is... But no shame. Genuinely. That is not how you conduct yourself outside when you're shopping.
But And how much are they saving, really? I mean, is it
Like
is it
10
that
cents.
much? Is it?
I don't think so. I remember we saw one day the savings and we were like, holy shit, you're getting that worked up.
Yeah. I mean, we have Black Friday here now as well. I mean, I think Black Friday is a
Yeah,
worldwide
it's a good deal.
fucking
Don't
thing
get me
now.
wrong. You get good deals, but I'm not going to kill
you don't
somebody
get people
or
breaking
deck
them.
someone over.
But then again, I suppose that people now just doing it online. You know, instead of
Yeah,
going out to all
sure.
that hassle. Fucking man, but you see them like lining up on. Because it's the day after Thanksgiving, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because that's usually that's a Thursday, isn't it, for
Yeah.
Americans?
I want to enjoy my Thanksgiving. So
Well, yeah,
I'll be
apparently,
there
like,
next
they
day.
start fucking lining up on Thanksgiving for that thing, like.
Mm-mm.
So number 3 on this list, stolen Christmas trees. This may be the only time of year when stealing a tree represents an attractive and potential profitable opportunity for a criminal. It's no surprise that the rate of petty theft and robbery rises during Christmas season, but Christmas trees, really, if you see a tree being stolen from a commercial lot, go do your civic duty and report it. Fucking hell, this guy is looking for people to snitch. This is the
Yep.
snitch list.
Well, there was 2 Boy Scouts.
He's telling, so he's basically telling, this isn't a list of crimes that have actually been committed, but the most regular crimes that happen at Christmas. Is that what
I
I'm
think
reading
so, but I have one here that kind of ties in with that about Boy Scouts that they were stealing Christmas trees to raise money for local troops. So they're actually doing it for a good reason, but they were
Okay.
caught and then they were charged with larceny and a $250 fine.
See, to me, it was just always a kind of a funny sitcom fucking storyline
Stealing
where
the
Joe the
Christmas tree.
broke family robbed the Christmas tree from from outside or a shop or somewhere.
Yeah.
Pretty sure the Simpsons did it at some stage. Homer showing up with a fucking tree, a fully
Think
decorated tree, and mashing it into the house. So number 4, drunken parade float driving.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of this guy.
Everyone enjoys a Christmas parade, but when this parade float driver sped past another float and raced towards Main Street, police knew something was wrong. The driver turned out to be drunk, and the story turned out to be one of the most bizarre Christmas crimes in history. So, what happened there?
If this is the same guy that I was reading about, he was charged with DUI and 18 counts of kidnapping and assaulting an officer after he was arrested during a South Carolina Christmas
How did he get the
parade.
kidnapping charges?
He was driving a float full of children and adults from a local dance studio while drunk. So he, thought he'd be going like 6 miles an hour, be fine, he could have a drink, and then he started drinking, and then obviously lost the fucking run of himself, and he's doing 60 miles an hour in a Christmas float with people in the back, and now he's a kidnapper.
Holy shit. Okay.
Yeah. He went for 3 miles, running a red light and all.
Did it say what he got afterwards? Did he get
Have a
jail
look.
time?
I would assume. I mean, what did you say? 6 months custodial. Oh, unavailable due to legal reasons. We recognize you're attempting to access this website from a country belonging to the EEAE, which enforces general data protection regulations. So I cannot go into this.
Ah,
Yeah.
stick a VPN on, fuck him.
Yeah, I want to know what he got. Hang on now.
Anyway, hang on, we look at number 6. Frosty stabbing. Frosty, after surviving 2 initial stabbing attempts, initially succumbs to his wounds while the perpetrators were tracked down and charged with vandalism. Yes, Frosty may have been a 12-foot tall inflatable snowman, but does that mean he deserves to be repeatedly stabbed? Absolutely not. The teenage perpetrators were caught in this case, but around Christmas, this type of vandalism often goes unsolved. What do you get for stabbing a 12-foot tall inflatable snowman to
Vandalism is probably a petty crime.
death?
I have
find
it
that?
here, this guy, yeah, so, okay, so the rules do not specify any particular speed limit, so hang on. It doesn't really say what he got, that's what I can't see what he got, like, basically, but they did have to change the rules of the parade. The list of guidelines for the Anderson Christmas Parade now make clear that alcoholic beverages are forbidden on any float, in any vehicle, or on the person of any participant. They also state that no participant shall use a live Santa, because your mum is dressed as Santa. So now you just have to, I don't know why, maybe
What?
You can't have a live Santa on your floats. So your Santa has to be a mannequin.
Okay.
Yeah, and
That's weird.
Yeah, presumably as an element of decoration, because the parade already includes one, and the
Oh,
children.
so there'll be one official Santa
Yeah.
Claus, and they don't want to confuse it with multiple Santa Clauses.
Exactly.
Okay,
Weird.
fair enough. But you know that guy's like every time that's brought up now. in the room,
Cringe is like,
no,
shut
no,
up.
he's like, hey, that's because of me. I did that. So, next one on the list, number 7. I am at number 7 yet. Christmas tree cannabis. This would have fit in with our store talking earlier. The Christmas tree is one of the most iconic symbols of the holiday season. In this bizarre turn on a Christmas classic, the Christmas tree was made entirely of illegal marijuana.
That it was.
While it may have looked similar to a normal tree, setting it on fire may have some interesting effects to those nearby. Perhaps it is not the best idea to use illegal drugs as your celebration of a holiday season. Sorry, buddy, but drugs are made in pharmacies and labs and stuff like that. This is a plant.
This woman who had the tree was actually told her neighbour. Her neighbour asked her what kind of tree she had. She was like, oh, it's the best Christmas tree ever. And when the neighbour was being interviewed, he was like, I never seen her go in with the Christmas tree, but now it's obviously why she told me it's the best Christmas tree ever. She was arrested with £2,500 cash, 21 cannabis plants, 2 homemade shotguns, and 29 other bags of drugs.
Okay.
So it wasn't just the Christmas tree.
No. The Christmas tree seems like the smaller the offences here, to be fair.
San Bernardo. Yeah.
San Bernardo, is that?
Chile.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Okay. So it's still illegal there then, is it?
Looks like it.
So number 9, naughty Santa Claus. Children really enjoy... Oh, I'm always afraid when I see the word naughty Santa Claus and then children next. Children really enjoy telling Santa what they want for Christmas, and adults enjoy the idea of Santa perhaps just as much. But when Santa starts telling dirty and offensive jokes at the workplace...
No! Bad
Santa is going to get a nice pink slip for Christmas. Merry unemployment Santa. Oh, is there nothing about it? Hang on. There might be a link to this. Yep. I got a link. There's links to all of them. Shit, Santa Claus fired for telling naughty joke. Let's see what he said. The 68-year-old Macy's worker had been a popular St. Nick in San Francisco for over 20 years, losing his job right at the start of the holiday season when a complaint was made about an inappropriate quip, one he insists he's been telling for years without a problem. When I ask the older people who sit in my lap if they've been good and they say yes, I say, gee, that's too bad, he explained. Then if they ask why Santa's so jolly, I joke it's because I know where all the naughty boys and girls live, the retired caretaker continued.
That's too much.
Everything was going okay until this couple came in. I don't know why they reported me. I don't think I said anything untoward. He emphasised that he only ever rolled out the joke around grown-ups, so the number of Macy employees labeling his dismissal as an overreaction. People make a pilgrimage to see him every year, some for as long as 15 years. So he's been their Santa for a long, long time.
Oh my God.
Everybody loves him. This is kind of a bit of a, I suppose, the PC kind of parade. PC police came in and shut this guy down. Poor guy. That's not a bad joke. I kind of get. I don't know. I suppose.
Depends how it was said.
Yeah, could be creepy too.
Could be creepy.
So we could have been clicking into these fucking articles the
I
whole
have
time.
been furiously typing here.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh God, we only have one left.
Some
Santa
of
Claus
them
Bandit.
Oh, I have one for you afterwards though.
Yes, you read that. Bandit? Yeah, okay. You read that right. A man who looked suspiciously like Santa Claus had become one of the most prolific bank robbers in recent memory. Oh, well, I can just click on you now, can't I? See what the fuck this is. Suspected Santa Claus bandit seized. This is from the LA Times in 1988.
Oh.
The Santa Claus bandit, suspected of robbing 33 Southern California savings and loans since escaping from federal prison in mid-April, was captured by sheriff's deputies Friday at a home of a friend in La Puente. Michael J. Anderson, dubbed the Santa Claus bandit because of the 45-year-old suspected long greyish-white hair and grey beard he wore during many of the robberies. Was being held without bail on robbery charges and federal arrest warrant. And a federal arrest warrant. Why can't I say that? Also arrested and held without bail was Ernest Martinez, 40, who was charged with parole violations because he was playing the elf. This sounds like Bad Santa, alright. It was at Martinez El Puente house that Anderson was found. The tip came from someone who recognized Anderson from wanted photos published in a number of newspapers. Anderson never used a weapon in his robberies and no injuries were reported. His average take was about $1,500 per robbery. So, one of the lesser bandits, but a bandit nonetheless.
There's also a guy called the Santa Claus burglar. Do you hear him?
No.
He was found naked, stuck inside a chimney.
Why was he naked?
So, you tell me. Was stuck in a chimney for 6 hours while trying to escape the scene. Seattle firefighters pulled a naked man from the chimney after a neighbour reported someone screaming for help. So the man claimed his friend, who was presumably on the roof with him, tossed his backpack into the chimney and was trying to retrieve it. But the backpack was found lying beside the garage door. And he said all his clothes burnt off while he was in the chimney, but he wasn't burnt in the process. So yeah. And then when he was taken to jail, or when he was taken to court, and they were sentencing and all that, he was like, when it came to give him time, he was kind of arguing with the judge, and he was like, "Give me 2 years," and his counsel was like, "What are you doing?" And the judge was like, "If I wasn't going to go anywhere near 2 years," she was like, gave him 17 months anyway. But he's there like pleading his corner, and almost like, "I dare you, give me," but it wasn't "I dare you."
He wasn't. No. I thought he was bartering with her.
No, as in like he just out of the blue, "Give me 2 years," which was more than what he was going to get anyway. But he was like, "I want 2 years." Fucking
weird. But look, come here.
He was also naked in a chimney.
If you're naked in a chimney, you're obviously not the most stable person. So, oh Christ,
that made me laugh reading that. I can imagine someone just like the feeling of shock as a lawyer, going, "Holy fuck."
Okay. Well, that's this week's episode. We start off our Christmas season with a little bit of Christmas fun. Mm-hmm. Not another filler episode. We don't do filler episodes.
I was going to call it a stocking filler
episode. So next week or tomorrow, I don't know. Next one up is Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, through the eyes of their servant Mary Riley.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting. We'll check that out, and we will do our best. We can't promise that we're going to be on time for the next 3 or 4 weeks. Things are a little fucked up. It's Christmas. We're going to do our best. We're going to make it a New Year's resolution, though.
What's your New Year's resolution?
To be on time.
I'm always on time.
To get our podcast up on time. Which means having the scripts written on time, I
have my script ready to go the last few weeks.
God, do you know what we need? Mm-hmm. Bath salts, Amy. Loads and loads of bath salts. Give it the energy to get through.
Do you want to move to America? I don't know about America. I went to Hawaii. Do you know to Hawaii?
Get some of that trucker mat and fucking trucker speed that can get you through the night.
Yeah, I have a good story. I'll tell you after.
Oh, leaving them hanging. Okay, that's pretty much it until next week. But like we say, to go back, have a look. We have rebooted our original first 3 episodes. They are up now. Mm-hmm. The Ghostface Killers Part 1, 2, and 3. They have all new comments in there. Lots more discussion in there. And we actually sound like we're awake and energetic and enjoying ourselves. Unlike the first time. We were enjoying ourselves the first time, but we were very tired.
Yeah.
Fucking over-rehearsed is a word I would
We probably ran through that script at least once a week for a few months before.
Yeah. So they're all up and ready to go. And outside that, we got our mini monsters coming in every week. We got our Creep Past the Crypt. We got Say What mini-sodes that, like I said, keep getting longer and fucking longer. All of them, they will show up on our Instagram, our TikTok, our Facebook. They're all at Alive Pod. So everything is up there. Follow us on everything. And like we said, we will try and be on time next week. So
we will be on time.
Wednesday or Thursday. Same Alive time, same Horrorverse channel. Love you. Bye-bye.
Okay, lady. I love you. Bye-bye.